It's Miss Fires again, and we're going in the opposite direction. All right, so what to do to get from point slope, oops, wrong pen, and camera, thank you, point slope to slope intercept, and from slope intercept to standard. Okay, again, I wrote in the notes above that I prefer starting out clean because I have seen too many times where this 2 used to eliminate the fraction is somehow or another mistakenly distributed throughout the entire problem, creating a whole different mess. Okay, so let's start out clean. All right, so in order to do that, what I did was I distributed here first, okay, creating the same, essentially the same function of a line, but a little cleaner to work with when it comes to eliminating denominators. All right, so we have y minus 3/4. That doesn't change yet, but we have 1/2 times x, 1/2 x, and then 1/2 of 4/5. Well, 4/5. I've got 4 of them, but I only need half of them. 2/5. We're good. Don't overcomplicate it, but multiplying across, we get 4 times 1 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10. That, of course, is 4/10. But that's how it's simplified to 2/5. Okay? All right, so we have everything nice and clean, right? Now it's time to get rid of those nasty denominators everybody hates. All right, so we're on this step, okay? Now, we need to find something that they all have in common, but we have a 4, a 2, and a 5. 4, 8, and 12, or 2 can go into 4 twice. So we've got 2 and 4, and we stop there, but does 5 have that? Nope. So we're still hunting for that common. If we keep climbing up and going up through the multiples of 2 and the multiples of 4 and 5, we find that what they share is the number 20. All right? Now I can cleanly, like the 4th of July, fireworks, distribute that 20 safely without any risk to messing up the equation of that line. So that means 20 times y, 20y. Well, now we've got this 3/4 of 20. What I like to tell myself is how many times can I put a 4 in 20? 5 times. I'll use that 5 times 3, then I know it's 15, which is 75% of 20, right? All right, so what's 1/2 of 20? Half of 20 is 10, or 2 into 20, 10 times. 10 times 1 is 10. Coming along nicely. All right, we know that's going to be negative. 5 into 20, 4 times. 4 times 2, 8. Now we've gotten rid of all those nasty fractions and cleaned it up really nice. Now it's all a matter of shifting. We want to get from point slope to slope intercept. Step 2. Let's move these constants. Well, the opposite of a negative 15 is a positive 1 inversely, which means we're going to add that constant to the other constant. This cancels on one side, but that leaves me 20y equal to 10x plus the difference of 15 and 8, which is 7. Now, I'm at a point where I can now divide by my coefficient, right? So I divide by 20 throughout. Nothing gets left out. So now I have y is equal to, well, that's 10 over 20. 10 divided by 20 is 1/2. Easy. 1/2 x. Can I simplify this any further? No. So that's how we took this thing that looked so terrible and I asked you to try and turned it into something simple. Okay. Alright. If you've got this, then you did great. Alright. So, y equals 1/2 x plus 7/20. Now, so that there's no distractions here, let's try to get this out of the way. The rule is no negatives and no fractions. Of course, when I was throwing that up in there, but no fractions needed to be here. I had no idea that it was going to be a problem. All right. There we go. All right. I'm trying to match my notes, you guys, so bear with me. That's what happens. Hazards of working at home. Okay. So we subtracted 1/2 x from both sides. I'm going to get my black pen here. That way these notes come over to that side. Okay. So just so it matches the notes on the other side, I've eliminated x's from the right, putting this to the left so that we can get all the x's and y's in standard form on the left side, just like we did over here in these notes. So I'm going to slide the page up just a tiny bit. Alright, so I'm trying to keep in line with all the matches, you know, just keeping it straight, keep it real. So that means this new equation, now that I've brought all of this down, if I bring everything down correctly, I now have on the page 1/2 x, negative 1/2 x, and a positive y. Started out positive, it stays positive. So I'm just rewriting all of this here. Equals, this canceled, remember? And it is just 7/20 on that side. Okay? So I've rewritten the equation, just like I did here. Camera. Oh, I hate my camera. Don't lose my cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I'm all set to find a common denominator, which is 20, to get rid of the 2 and the 20. But it's breaking two rules. It's got a negative and it's a fraction. So I need to multiply by negative 20. To get rid of the negatives, multiply by another negative, you get a positive. To get rid of the fractions, find something they share in common. Now we can, like the 4th of July, take care of business. Alright, so 2 into 20, 10 times 2 is 20. So 10 times 1 is 10. Or if you want to think about it, what's 1/2 of 20? So then we have positive 10x, negative 20 times y, negative 20y, and a negative times a positive 7/20. Since this positive 7/20 is there, we know that this is going to be a negative, but a 20 cancels the denominator of 20. So that just leaves us with the 7. And we are finished. That is the standard form of this problem. This was your slope-intercept. Alright. Y'all will do great. I just know it. I hope the notes help. If you have any questions, feel free to message case managers, and the case managers will get in touch with us ASAP. And you just do your very best. I know you've got this.